our opening keynote speaker, Charles Gates, with the speech, "Bring the Zing." Bring the Zing, Charles Gates.
If you were to ask 10 family members, friends, colleagues, clients, or customers to describe you in 3 words, what words would they use to describe you? Would it be poised, perhaps exciting, boring, arrogant, a jerk, wonderful? If you're from the Washington, D.C. area or Richmond, Virginia area in the United States, there's a young woman that just passed away 4 years ago. We're going to call her Miss V. Miss V was 5 foot tall, 98 pounds, and a heart of purple. Not a heart of gold, but a heart of purple. Why purple? Because every time you saw Miss V, she was purple from head to toe. I would imagine a woman slept in purple pajamas. Purple, confident. That was Miss V. You see, when Miss V walked into the room, you see, Robin, she didn't just walk into the room. Miss V walked into the room. And all of her 5 foot stature commanded every step that she took because she was so confident in her personality. You see, that was her personal brand. What about you? What is your personal brand? As Dr. Hasib said, we don't have to be perfect, but be perfect in your uniqueness. What makes you authentic? What separates you from everyone else? In 2022, do you realize that most of us, and I use that word purposely as opposed to many of us, most of us don't give a second thought to our personal brand. But think about what you're wearing right now. The sneakers on your feet, the clothes on your back, the t-shirt that you may be wearing, the slacks you may have on, the watch you may be wearing. Why did you buy these things? Was it because of the color? Or was it because of the branding that that company did in some platform to say, hey, we're different, we're me? I had an opportunity to watch a movie the other night. Today's Saturday in the US, Thursday night, I had a chance to watch a movie. I don't watch movies often, but I watched a movie, a 2009 movie called The Proposal with Sandra Bullock and Ryan Reynolds. Funny movie, never seen it before, not really a TV watcher. But in this movie, Sandra Bullock's character was named Margaret Tate. And Margaret Tate was so mean that her office described her as it, not even a person. It's here. When she walked into the room, they sent an email out to everyone, it's here. Not Miss Tate is here, not Margaret is here, but it's here. Everyone hide, everyone pretend that you're working. She has got to be the meanest thing on the planet. At one point, they described her as the wicked witch is on her broom. Now, her personal brand may be arrogant, a jerk, a witch, a it. What is personal branding? Personal branding is simply, as Dr. Hasib so eloquently said, it is the intellectual, visual, and emotional impression other people have of you. And in the beginning, I asked the question to ask your family, your friends, your colleagues, your customers or clients to choose a description of you in 3 words. Are you Margaret Tate? Or are you Miss V? Perhaps you're a Steve Jobs kind of person. You may be poised like Queen Elizabeth II. You may be arrogant like Elon Musk. But you are you. There's no one else like you. You are you. And those 3 words that describe you from other people's perspective, is that what you want to be known as? Is that how you want people to describe you? When you meet someone for the first time, they are judging you. There's no doubt about that. We all know it. We do it too. It's a human instinct. What are they saying about you? Are they depicting you in the way that you want to be depicted? And if not, you've got work to do. If you are a jerk, if you are arrogant, if you do talk down to people because you think you're so much better than they are, and some of us are like that. I'm not picking on anyone in this conference because I know there's no one here like that. But we all know people that fit that description. Again, what about you? What does your social media platform say about you? What does your family say about you? And when we're talking about getting those 3 words, we're not talking about your mommy, your daddy, your grandmother, and your grandfather, because they're going to say, oh, you're so sweet. She's so wonderful. He's so nice. No, we're not talking about them. They don't count in the survey. We want to talk to that cousin that you may have had fistfights with when you were a kid. We want to talk about those customers that may send you not so flattering reviews on Yelp. Those are the people we want to talk to, not your mom and your daddy. You can't do any wrong in their eyes. But what is your personal brand? And what are you doing to work on it? And this is our challenge for you today. Within the next 72 hours, we want you to take that challenge and ask 10 people within your circle of influence. And we're not talking about little kids either. We're talking about 10 people within your circle of influence, and ask them to honestly describe you in 3 words. And when you get those words, and I want you to write those words down, when you think of yourself in 3 words, there are going to be 5 other speakers or 6 other speakers coming up behind me. And we all have a similar theme, this personal branding thing. So chances are, take a piece of paper out, and I know you've got it near, or your phone, and write 3 words that you think will describe you right now, your personal brand right now. And you're going to reference those words throughout this conference this morning. And if those words are what you want to be described as, you will truly bring the zing. But if those words are not quite so flattering, you've got work to do. And when you come up with those words on your own, and you ask the other people to write those words down to describe you as well, that will give you a foundation of where to start to writing your personal brand. Because you see, Miss V, everywhere she went, whether it was to the grocery store or to a conference, she was the purple lady. Now, you may not wear purple, but what are you known as? You may be extremely neat. You may be known as extremely sloppy. Do you walk around with a wrinkled shirt on? If you do on a consistent basis, believe me, people are talking behind your back. Well, that's that guy that never presses his clothes. He's always sloppy. In fact, a friend of mine who owns a upscale men's clothier is always sloppy. His pants are always wrinkled. He never presses his clothes. He puts them in the dryer, takes them out, flings them out, and think that's good enough. His personal brand is a direct opposite of his clothing brand. And he wondered why he struggles to keep customers. What about you? Are you consistent? Are you authentic in building and carrying and being your personal brand? Nora, what about you? Dorothy, are you 100% your personal brand every single day? Florence, what about you? Nathan, you're coming from overseas. What about you? Is your personal brand consistent with other people that you want to be depicted as? So as we continue in this conference this morning, we want you to think about, what is your personal brand and how are you going to work on your personal brand? So within the next 72 hours, again, our challenge to you, and we hope you accept the challenge, is to ask at least 10 people within your circle of influence to describe you in 1, 2, 3 words. And when you find those words, say to yourself, is this what I want to be branded as? If so, wonderful, keep building. But if not, you've got work to do. And as our gracious host opened us by saying, you don't have to be perfect, but be perfect in your uniqueness. And when you are perfect in that uniqueness, you will truly bring the zing.